Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ashley. If you're returning, welcome back. We've got Nashi again in today's video. He'll be doing his own thing in the background. So for today's video, we're going to be trying out Morphe products, mainly their brushes. I've heard nothing but good things about Morphe brushes. It really wasn't until I was on Pinterest when a bunch of pictures popped up of Morphe brushes and how a lot of the people who posted the pictures were saying these brushes are the best, this is the best crease brush, this is the best bronzer brush. And so I jumped the bullet and I got some brushes. I got a couple things on sale. I always shop sale tabs wherever I shop because I like to not spend a ton of money. So I got a good amount of things on sale. I got lots of eyeshadow brushes, but I will show you what I got before I even start doing my makeup. The first thing that I got is this eyeshadow palette. It's called the 9D Painted Desert Artistry palette. So this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. It's so pretty. There is 3 shimmery colors and then the rest are mattes. They're so pretty. They're showing up like this yellow, for example, on my camera, and it's probably because of the natural light. It's showing up a lot more yellow on camera, but in person, it's more of like a mustardy yellow. I thought this palette was perfect for fall. I think just looking at it, this is a perfect fall palette. And I love that it's got a mirror. The eyeshadows do have names. They're on this little clear plastic protectant cover. So I'm gonna leave that there so I know what the names are. The next thing that I got is I picked up their Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I like trying out new setting mists just because I don't have a lot in my makeups collection as it is, so I always like to pick up more. So this is their Brontour, that's what they call it. It's a bronzer plus contour in the shade Frenemy. So it looks like a bronzer, which is this, and a contour shade. Very pretty. Like the eyeshadow palette, it does come with a nice mirror. I do like that they have mirrors in their palettes. Okay, now for the exciting part. This is the exciting part for me because I absolutely love makeup brushes and new makeup brushes. So this was in their sale section. It had a lot of the eyeshadow brushes that I was wanting to purchase, but it was a lot cheaper to do it this way than to buy them all individually. So I got this little bag. It is called the Stroke of Glam. It's a 7-piece rose gold brush collection plus bag. So you get this super cute bag plus 7 brushes, and it's got a list of all the brushes that it comes with. I did snag an eyeshadow brush that was not in that bag that I had been wanting because of Pinterest. Everyone was saying that this is a must-have. This is the M433 brush. They were saying this was like a really good crease brush. So I snagged that. And then for the bronzer brush, this is the M527 brush. Okay, so we are just gonna jump right in. As always, we're gonna start with the eyes. So I'm going to just prime my eyelids with the Essence Camouflage Plus Matte Concealer. This is in the shade 10 Light Rose. The thing that I really like about the Essence concealers is it smells so good. It smells like a rose. I love it. I'm just gonna put a little bit on and just blend it out with my Eco Tools sponge. And then I'm going to set my eyelids with the Maybelline Fit Me Powder in Translucent, and I'm just going to be taking my sponge and just kind of pressing it in to the powder and then setting it. I don't normally set my eyelids with a sponge, but because the brush that I normally do is super dirty and I need to clean my makeup brushes. Okay, so now that the eyes are primed, we're gonna jump into the Morphe palette. And I have no idea what I'm gonna even start with. I don't know what kind of look that I wanna do. I definitely wanna do a fall inspired look because these are definitely fall colors. So I'm going to be taking the shade Bucket List and I'm going to be putting this in my crease first with the R39 brush. I'm just gonna build it up to the desired amount. Okay, then I'm gonna be taking this medium brown shade called Vista, and I'm gonna just be taking that same brush, and I'm just going to be putting this in the crease as well to just deepen it up a little bit. So I normally don't use red shades. I usually stick to a more neutral eye look, but since I really want to play with this palette and I want to kind of broaden my eyeshadow look, I'm going to be taking the beautiful red color that is called High Temp. I'm going to be taking the R42 brush and I'm going to be placing this all over my lid. It's an actually really soft, like almost like a cranberry color. It's not super bright. It's almost like it's muted once it hits the lid. And I don't know if that would change if I use like my finger, or as I'm adding more product, it is definitely intensifying. All right, so I'm gonna be going back in with that R39 brush, taking that brown shade, and I'm going to put more of this in the crease. Just blending it into the red just so that it all meshes well. I am now going to take the R33 brush and I'm going to be taking this dark brown shade called Panoramic, and I'm going to focus this on my outer corner to really give it that smoky fall look. All right, I'm gonna go in with the R37 brush and I'm going to be taking the orange shade called Horizon. I'm gonna focus this in my crease, but also to just kind of tie everything together, give it a little more of the fall vibes with the orange. I'm just going to bring it up to where the other eyeshadows meet. So I'm going to be going in with my Milani Soft and Sultry palette, dipping into the black shade to just give myself a little bit of eyeliner. And I'm taking the R45 brush. Still not the best with eyeliner, but I am working on it. So I'm going to just plop on some mascara and then call the eyeshadow good, and then we'll move on to the base. I just put on several coats of my Tarte Maneater mascara. This is by far my favorite mascara I've ever tried. Absolutely love it. And now we're gonna move on to the face. I'm gonna be taking my Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. I reviewed this in my last video, so I'm just gonna be putting a little bit. With this product, you do not need a lot. Like, it's a little goes a long way with this primer. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover in the shade 102 Fair Porcelain. This does have SPF 50 in it, and you will definitely smell it. And I am just going to be applying it to my face with my finger. And then I'll go in with a brush and then with a sponge to blend it on. I have not used this foundation in a very, very long time, so I kind of forgot how it works, how the finish is, the coverage. And I just applied a couple little squeezes to the back of my hand and apply that all over my face. It claims that it's a full coverage foundation, but because I have acne prone skin, it's not full coverage on me. I think it is a really good foundation. I do like the fact that it does have SPF 50 in it, just because I need all the protection from the sun that I can get because I'm already so white. For my skin, I would not claim it's a full coverage foundation for me. It might be for someone who has great skin, but since I have acne prone skin, it is definitely not a full coverage foundation. I'm gonna go back into the Essence concealer. I've got a darker shade to cover my blemishes, which is shade 20 Light Ivory. And I'm just gonna apply this all over my troubled areas. And then I'm gonna go back in with that lighter shade, the 10, and put that under my eyes. These are very inexpensive. Essence is a very inexpensive brand. I think these were like $3, $2, $3, around that price range. Very, very affordable. So I'm just putting that under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit on my chin, just where I normally highlight my face. Just going back in with my Maybelline powder, I'm just gonna be setting my under eyes. I tend to crease a lot under my eyes, so I always want to make sure that I not necessarily pack on the powder, but I like to have a good amount of powder under my eyes just to make sure that I don't get any creases. Okay, and then I'm just going to set the rest of my face with that powder, just with a big powder brush. All right, we are now going to bronze our face, or in this case, Brontour our face, because we are going to be using the Brontour little palette from Morphe. I'm going to be going into the actual bronzer part, and the bronzer part is definitely more shimmery. And I'm going to be just taking the M433 brush. So far, like just first impressions, I actually really like this bronzer. I don't know what I feel about the brush yet, but I really like the color of the bronzer. It's really pretty. Just gonna bring it down my neck, along my jaw. Just a little bit down the nose, not a ton. My husband just got home. So I'm going to be just taking the same brush. I'm going to go in with the darker contour shade. I'm just going to dip basically the ends of the brush in it. I'm just going to see if I can sculpt just a little bit. Say hello to YouTube.
No.
Okay, so I really like that contour shade. Okay, so for blush, I'm using my Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. This is one of my favorite blushes. I've only ever tried this blush from Milani, but it's one of my favorite blushes. For highlighter, I'm going in with the Ofra Cosmetics highlighter in Glazed Donut. This is one that I got with my Ipsy bag for July, and I actually really, really like this highlighter. White highlighters are like my favorite. I just think they're really, really pretty. And this one shows up really well. All right, and so I'm gonna do my brows off camera. I'm just using my Milani Soft and Sultry palette, just a brown shade. And I am going to be using the Morphe R44 brush to do my brows. So I'm just gonna hurry and do them off camera. Okay, so now that my brows are done, I'm going to jump into my lips, and I don't know what color to do. I've got two from NYX. They are both very fall. I think this purple one might be just not right. I'm thinking maybe I should just stick to the brown. I'm gonna stick to the brown. I'm just gonna apply this to my lips. I think the lip color really ties the look together. I think that purple color just wouldn't have matched very well. Before I set the face, I actually think I might do some eyeshadow under, like on my bottom lash line. So I'm just gonna be taking my R41 brush. I'm gonna dip into the medium brown color, and this I'm gonna just kind of focus kind of all over the bottom lash line. I'm taking that same brush, I'm dipping into the darker brown shade and just focusing this on the outer part. And then just lastly, I'm dipping into that red color, focusing it on the inner part of the bottom lash line. I'm gonna just use my finger, I'm gonna try to, and go in with that shimmery shade just to brighten up the inner corner of my eyes, just to see if I can get this because the brush that I used originally for this was what I just used for my bottom lash line. So, all right, so the last step is we're just gonna take the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and just set our whole face. Ooh. Oh, I like this. Smells really good. And I like that it's continuous. I like that I can just literally hold it down and it just sprays. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look that I came up with using the products that I got, as well as just some of my makeup from my stash. I really liked the eyeshadow palette. I thought it was really good pigment. I absolutely love the colors. It's definitely a fall palette in my opinion. I just think it's so fall and it's so pretty. Like the colors in here are really pretty. The bronzer and contour are actually really light. I really love the tone of this bronzer and the contour shade. I was actually kind of surprised with how much I loved the brushes. The bronzer brush I've got to just get used to. I've never used a bronzer brush like this before, but I think once I use it multiple times, I think I'll be able to like get the hang of it. I really like the eyeshadow brushes. I was really shocked with the setting spray. I mean, I guess I should have known when it said continuous setting spray because it just is a continuous spray, but I wasn't expecting that. And so I actually really like this setting spray, and I can definitely tell you guys that this is definitely gonna be something that I will repurchase once I use it all. I will leave all the products that I mentioned in this video down below so you can know exactly what I used. If you have any recommendations for videos or makeup tutorials, please leave them down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!